Okay. Arm day. Arms are on. Perfect. The agenda. Arms are on the freaking agenda. So, what is that going to entail? Assuming you've seen one of my arm lifts before, I think you already know. I think you already know what's going to happen. I end up doing tries first. It's just sort of my, I don't know. That's just how I've always done it, right? And I want to finish an arm day with a huge bicep pump, right? So, beyond any, God, fucking damn it, beyond any actual, science or logic, right? When I'm done with my arm day, I go check my arm pump. I just want to see my biceps fucking mounting over my shoulders, Like a tricep pump is cool, but it's not as, at least in poses for me, it's just not as noticeable. So tries and then buys. Fucking sleepy. Gotta wait for the pre to kick in, which I just drank before I got in the car. So that's another thing. I mean, before, I guess it depends on you, but pretty much day by day, my like feeling of motivation for the gym, it'll change, right? And by feeling, I mean like my physical state, right? Like sometimes I'm just itching to get in the fucking gym. I'm ready. I'm fucking ready. But I mean, right now I'm feeling a little sluggish, right? But you know, the weak-willed lifter, he might feel a little tired. He might get home from work or school and sit down on the couch and be like, I'm a little tired today. Yeah, I'm yawning. I'm feeling a little sleepy right now. I think I'll skip. I think I'll skip today. What's one day off gonna hurt? It's gonna fucking hurt you bad, man. Because one day off like that, it'll add up and adds up over time, right? Unless you've got like a designated rest day, or maybe you've got one, kind of, let's say in storage, right? You're like, oh, I haven't taken a rest day for a while. Okay, I guess I'll take one now, maybe. Maybe that'll be all right. Right? But if you're prone to just skip the gym because maybe you feel a little bit tired, ugh, come on, that's not conducive with long-term gains. That's for sure, right? Because it's not even. Well, I will admit it can be a bit difficult sometimes. Like if I were really yawning, really fucking sleepy, eyes are feeling heavy. I can totally see how I might want to, how the thoughts might invade my mind. Like, okay, you know what? Maybe I'll just do this workout tomorrow. It'll be good. It'll be good. I'll just do it tomorrow. It's fine. I'll just stay home today. Just chill. No, not good. Right. Once you take your pre, you get in your car, you start driving, you listen to your music, you actually walk into the gym. Even better, like you see some of your boys or something, so you start chatting a little bit while you're warming up. You're gonna wake the fuck up in 1 minute. Right. Once you get into your first couple warm-up sets, you'll be up. Assuming your, pre also has some caffeine in it, that's gonna help you. That's gonna help you too. So if you're not into the whole if you're into the whole stim-free pre-workout, then maybe it'll be a little trickier for you if you're feeling a little bit sluggish. But either way, main point: go if you're tired. Don't go if you're like too tired. But use your best judgment and don't be a wuss. So let's just fucking get in there and slam arms, triceps first. Pretty much my standard procedure. Just fucking normal straight bar pushdowns. I will actually change it up. Last lift, I was doing like literally 11 sets of fucking normal pushdowns. I'll do a little bit of variations for this lift. Maybe some dips, rope, single arm stuff. But until then, I think heavy straight bar pushdowns is like, I don't know, this is as good as a bench for chest, right? You can go super heavy, get a ton of tension on the triceps. I've been trending towards doing slower reps with these. Like, for a while I was doing reps where I would like really load up as much weight as possible and just kind of bounce around the bottom, right? Not really get a full stretch. So I've been trying to work on that, see if I can stimulate some more tricep growth. So one more thing when I'm doing these, I say this every time I do tricep pushdowns with a straight bar. I'm not just pushing straight down, right? I'm not doing it that simply, right? As I'm coming down, I'm almost trying to like twist the bar this way, right? Like if it's straight right here, I'm trying to twist it like that. And thinking about that cue, that just helps me get a way better squeeze. I mean, I can still get a good squeeze just trying to think about straightening my tricep. But sometimes having that little visual, I guess it's not really a visual cue, it's more of a mental cue. It'll just fucking help you. And I mean, this isn't necessarily common knowledge, right? So maybe next time you try straight bar pushdowns, try to imagine bending the fucking bar. Okay. Damn, even just sitting here fucking flexing, I'm getting a fucking burn. I'm gonna come back to this, but let's do some dips in the meantime. The seated dip machine. Middle's good. Because you can't just sit here and like bend over and hunch and really start pressing. Because then you're just gonna be using your chest, right? It is so easy to let your chest take over when you're doing these dips, right? So what I kind of try to do is like, I guess it's kind of hard to imagine yourself relaxing, but like don't activate your chest at all. Don't use your fucking shoulders. Just focus on trying to straighten your triceps. And the more you can do that, the better, right? Obviously, this is like completely against my logic because I don't want to do any decline chest. So the less chest you can activate, the better. After those heavy dips, it would make sense to me to do a bit of a lighter squeezing movement. So this is definitely not as much weight as I could do for one arm, but it's a good amount of weight where when I actually just sit get to the bottom of the rep and squeeze, it's a pretty good burn. I'll probably sit here for maybe 2 or 3. I'll do a little drop set for this one. So same thing in the beginning, same weight, straight up push down, still feels good. Then I'll drop the weight to maybe 20, right now it's at like 30, and then do some backhand stuff. Typically I wouldn't really recommend doing a ton of like reverse grip push downs, just because it's not really a strong way to do a push down, right? You're kind of just putting yourself at a disadvantage. But towards the end of the lift, you've already done your heavy shit for triceps, then, I don't know, I like it. It's just a little bit of a different squeeze. Maybe get a portion of the tricep more pumped than you would otherwise. right, last movement. What better way to end triceps than where it began? This time, I mean, not with the 2 extra plates. Just the whole stack should be sufficient load. But, you know, same as usual. Just try to burn out. Good squeeze. Simple. Okay. Yeah, triceps are fucking pumped. Let's move on to curls. Curl the 30s for a few, 65s for a few. I mean, at this point, just from doing all those push downs, you know, this whole kind of area is already warm. My shoulders are warm, my forearms are warm. You know, biceps, all I had to do is a little bit of a, let's just say an activator set. I mean, it was only like 4 reps, but, you know, I feel pretty comfortable grabbing the 80s right now. Let's see if I can get a full set of 10. That'd be pretty good. Oh my God. So, granted, form was starting to break down towards the end, but that was a crazy amount of tension on the fucking biceps. You know, I'd say if your form breaks down a little, but you're still getting a crazy amount of fatigue, then that's still a good fucking set. Let's do one more, probably with the 75s this time though. All right, let's move on to something else. I don't know. Like, this felt really good, but for whatever reason, I just want to move on to a different movement. I really like this machine. I don't know, the fact that it kind of forces your wrist to stay in this like completely twisted position. Supinated, I believe. Whatever. Right, the fact that you have to palm up the whole time is going to mean that it's pretty much getting your bicep all the way through the range of motion, right? Because think about this, when you're doing like a hammer curl, right, this little portion of your forearm right here is doing a lot of the work. Like, sure, your biceps helping, but, you know, and then even worse, doing a reverse curl like this, primarily fucking forearm. So the complete opposite of that is also true. When your wrists are completely turned upward like this, you're getting a lot more bicep activation. Obviously, you know, I like those heavy curls. Somebody I noticed walked in. I like those heavy curls, but, you know, I start off sideways. So it's got an initial launch out of the bottom with your forearm. So this is almost like the antithesis in that sense, because it's like zero forearm, all bicep. But enough talking about it. Let's just do a set. This is a little tip as well, especially when you're doing more so like, I wouldn't say lighter sets, But obviously, like if you were to do bench press, you can legitimately reach failure, right? You can do 8 reps of flat bench or incline bench as I recommend. And you can get to a point where you legitimately cannot do another rep. It's impossible. You did as much as you could. Now, if you have somebody help you and have you do partials, that's its own thing. I like doing those as well. But a movement like these curls, where, you know, I can get to 10 reps good, 15 reps, all right, it's kind of starting to burn. Okay, 17, all right, 18, okay, this is starting to get uncomfortable. Right? Don't get a number in your mind. I mean, I do this, I try not to do it, right? But if I get to rep 12 and I think to myself, okay, once I get to 20, that'll be good, right? You know, and I know that I can actually hit 20, like, sure, it'll still be a good set, but, you know, what if I had 22? What if I had 23, 24 in the tank, right? You know, ideally, every set you do that isn't like legitimately heavy, like a compound lift to failure, you should just try to almost not even care about the reps as long as it's within like 8 to 25. That's pretty much a good range for muscle building. But really, you should just be thinking, okay, more, just fucking, you know, like an insane person. So I'm gonna make sure I try to do that on this set because I could tell on the last set I got to 20 and I stopped. Okay, 21. So a little better. That felt pretty good though. Okay, one more here, and then I'll move on to something else. I think maybe dumbbell preachers, that'll feel pretty good. So, nothing complicated here. Just 50-pound preacher curl, single arm. Try to maintain tension the whole rep. It might be easy for you to think that you can rest at the top, right? Because this is where it's the easiest. And, you know, you go down, you come back up, maybe you rest for a second. I don't know. For me, I'd rather do like constant tension, whatever. And then when I get up here where it's easiest, that's where I'm trying to flex the hardest, right? But I mean, as long as you do a hard set, you'll be fine. That's enough. Oh, yeah. All right, let's get out of here. Back to this machine. But I mean, by now, you know, my biceps are totally fucked. So no more of this whole stack nonsense. Let's drop it down to maybe 3/4. And at the end, I mean, I'm not trying to throw around a ton of weight. That's not the point. I'm trying to get a super good squeeze, right? What's that, the billion time I've said squeeze in all these videos? I'm gonna say it a billion more times, right? That burning sensation, that's definitely where you're growing. I guarantee it. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. Let's go check this pump before it starts to disappear. Okay, so push downs of a few varieties. Dips, machine dips. I don't really care for body weight dips. My whole upper little section, my shoulders don't love it. And curls, you know, started off with some real heavy shit, then decided to move on to a machine, then do some preachers, and then go back to that machine. What do we think? What do you think? Is it are my arms A, pumped, B, unpumped, I guess that's pretty much the only two options. But I think you know the right answer. Okay, I think it's obvious to anyone with half a brain that after that lift, I'm fucking pumped. So let's check it out. Ooh. Got the beater going. It got the black beater got positive reviews when I wore it that one chest and shoulder day. So may as well capitalize on what you guys want to see. You know, you got to remember, I mean, I'm making these videos for you to watch, right? I'm not just doing it for fun. So if you got some good suggestions, I may not like all the comments anymore, but I read them. You know, if you say something smart, I'll probably fucking implement it. But yeah. Oh my goodness. That's freaky. Oh shit. Oh. Oh yeah. So what I meant to do was come in here before I even started lifting, you know, take the pump cover off and just see what my arms looked like with no pump so we could compare, but I fucking forgot. Whoops. Whoopsie. Maybe next time. Maybe freaking, can I even cross my arms right now? Uncomfortably. Uncomfortably crossed. Oh, I almost forgot the lat spread. Am I crazy? I like being pumped. I think you know that by now, but there's something special about an arm pump. You know, there's something special about having just some brawly arms as though you're about to, I don't even know. Yeah, I don't even freaking know. Do some damage to somebody, to some wrongdoer. Hey, you're making her uncomfortable. Some shit like that. Oh, I love TikToks like that. All right, but yeah, whatever. So, fucking super pumped. Triceps, they don't really, they don't, like, they get pumped up, they get bigger, but they kind of lose some definition when you pump them up. Same with quads, like, unpumped, you flex your quad, assuming you're reasonably developed, you'll see all sorts of little fucking shit going on, like separations and whatnot. But when you fucking pump them up and they're just full of blood, some of that definition kind of goes away. Same with triceps. So maybe if there would be a little more separation or perhaps some fancy little striations up in here when they're unpumped, pumped, that just kind of goes away. But biceps, a pump cannot do any wrong when it comes to how your fucking biceps look. And I believe that wholeheartedly. So I don't have a measuring tape, but I'm sure they're pushing about 19 and a half. Well, they're definitely 19 and a half. That's what I measured them in at, you know, I don't know, 2-ish weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or something. 20 inches pumped, that's a cool number. That's a pretty fucking cool number. But 20 inches cold, like if I just wake up in the morning and I flex and around my arm is 20 inches, that's a big ass fucking number. It's a hard-earned number. So I still got room to grow, man. Right? This may be the first bulk series, but it will not be the last. Okay? There's so much more to come. Don't forget it. And same thing for you. Right? Ideally, you're not watching these videos thinking, "Holy crap. Wow, that guy's huge. What the holy moly." You should be thinking, "All right, just wait. Just wait till I catch up to him." Now, of course, I'm not going to let you, right? I'm fucking trying to grow like a weed. But, you know, that's probably a decent mindset. When I was, you know, in the hundreds still, you know, 170s, 180s, and I see like big dudes way bigger than me, it didn't discourage me, right? It just made me think, all right, I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you guys. I can't really think of any of them now, but yeah, right. If you see somebody who's bigger than you, right, and you just think to yourself, oh, geez, I'm so fucking small. I'm putting my pump cover back on. I'm going to lift in the corner. Come on. L mindset, L mentality. No, L progress, right? If anything, you should go up and ask him, holy shit, man, how are you doing those push downs? I see you. I never tried them like that. What is like try to extract some knowledge from them and use it for your own personal gain. I don't know why that sounded so Machiavellian. If that's the right word. What am I? Yeah, I don't, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, arms pumped. And let's do one more little flex. Take a look at what we're working with here. Holy fuck. Shit. I love being pumped. End of story. I'm gonna go do calves and then we can get in the fucking car. Oh my god. Yeah, so I mean I pretty much covered the fucking arm day in the pose down, right? Let's just slam the dextro shake and maybe it'll invoke some new discussion ideas. Oh shit, my phone's about to... Oh wait, no, I got Bluetooth off, we're good. So when I turn my phone on, usually it connects to the fucking the AirPlay, and then it fucking stops the video from recording. But yeah, I mean arms. Even though I went into that lift feeling a little sleepy, feeling a little, you know, how many times did I yawn on the way in? 6, 5, something, I don't know. Still a fucking sick pump, right? You know, once I got moving, once I got doing my little warm-up sets and got into the groove, I was in the freaking zone, right? You know, you gotta, it takes some experience to know the difference between actual fatigue and just feeling a little tired, right? If I was legitimately feeling fatigued to the point where, you know, I believed that it would have been more beneficial for me to just stay home, eat my food, you know, go to sleep, and then hit arms the next day, right? Then that's what I would have done. But, you know, since I know that sometimes you just kind of feel a little off, but you got to get up and fucking take your pre and drive to the gym anyway, right? And that's what I fucking did, you know. And that's that'll get you, you know. Even if you're a pretty dedicated lifter, you know, that's still sort of a little mental battle you've got to have in your mind, right? I'm sure some of you have drove to the gym before and just sat in the car for a few minutes, like, oh, jeez, oh, I'm not really feeling it right now. Or maybe like you didn't even get in the car and you're just sitting at home having those thoughts, right? You know, that's where you got to dig deep and remember why you're going to the gym in the first place, to make progress. You know, for the most part, none of this shit is gonna, or none of your dieting and sleeping or whatever else is gonna convert to muscle mass without training, right? You need a fucking training stimulus in order to make progress. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't take a rest day every now and again if you need it. And even if you have them programmed in your split, that's probably fine. You know, if I did a rest day, you know, once or, well, let's just say once a week this whole time I've been lifting, like this whole 5 years-ish, I'm sure I'd look pretty similar to how I do now. But for me, you know, I've always, ever since the beginning, I've always trained pretty much daily. And then if I was, you know, sick or tired or busy, and by tired I mean really tired, like no sleep, then I would skip. Then you might catch me skipping a day. Which, you know, I do it from time to time, from time to time. Like if you look back through all these uploads, you can see there's a gap in the days every so often. Usually, though, that's not from like sickness or you know, not being well rested enough. It's usually just being busy with school, especially because I'm not a responsible student. I don't use my time outside of class responsibly. So it ends up being like, oh, Friday night. I have a bazillion assignments to do. I've got 30 Canvas notifications due at midnight. Ooh, looks like back day is getting delayed. So, ideally I would do those, in a normal manner. Oh, and then I would have been able to get some more lifts under my belt. But what are you gonna do? You know, if you, whatever, you get what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying. If you're feeling a little tired and you go to the gym, you won. You freaking won. And if you have a super good lift, you won even more, right? But even if you have a shit lift, you still went in and did it. And now the next time you go in and you feel, more energized, it'll be easier for you to go harder, right? Just because you're more used to the difficulties of training when you feel like shit, right? But for the most part, if you spend your time outside the gym responsibly and you sort of orient it in a training focused manner by, making sure you eat all your food on time, go to bed, not at 3 a.m., maybe midnight, maybe 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock's a responsible number, that's for sure. Make sure you stay hydrated, drink all your electrolytes. As long as you pretty much do a lot of that shit, take your vitamins, I don't see a problem with lifting every day. Back when you were a fucking wild man, our genetics are pretty similar to thousands of years ago. Did they take rest days? Did they take rest days? No, they went out and they went on a hunt. They went out and caught caribou and mammoths. I'm starting to sound like Liver King here, but to an extent, I do believe that. Right? I think it's just kind of our sort of view of active lifestyles is a little shifted, just because everyone's so sedentary now, right? Just sitting on their fucking computer playing League of Legends for 10 hours a day, which isn't inherently gonna fuck you up, right? If you got 10 hours of League every day, but you got an hour and a half of lifting in as well, sounds like a good scenario to me. Or at least better than the alternative, right? Just rotting away in a racing gaming chair. Don't take that the wrong way. I'm not anti-gaming. I'm just anti-not lifting. But whatever. Now I'm really just going on a freaking ramble. Going on a ramble session. So, gonna shower. Probably get back in the car and get some Wendy's later tonight. I've been on a Wendy's kick. I can't seem to break that habit. Not that it's really a bad thing, especially in a bulking context, but, sometimes the spicy chicken doesn't agree with me. And then I'll come home, probably eat some more food, perhaps some shakes. I've been doing a Reese's Cup shake, which I love. It's like I'll do a shit ton of Reese's Cups and then a few scoops of protein. And the shit just blends up like perfect. It's not chunky at all. And it ends up being like 1,000 calories. So maybe I'll slam one of those, which should convert to being nice and full for legs tomorrow. I need as much fuel as I can get. Wow. So hopefully you guys are at least maybe thinking about cardio. You got cardio on your mind. Just a few times a day, maybe that crosses your mind. But whatever. I know I know you're hard to convince on that topic. Wow. But yeah, that's enough of that. Arm day successful. Another good lift under the belt. I will see you next time.